back with another episode of Behind the Feed, and today we are joined by
Mr. Imaad's Vision. We're a freelance photographer based in London, and today we're just doing a little walk around. It's a bit miserable, but it's completely my sort of vibe, with Robin and Jamie. Of course, with Leon behind the screen as well. So we're just gonna do a little walk around, see what we get.
What got you into photography in the first place, bro?
It's only because my missus bought me a camera. So I take a few snaps on my phone here and there, and she noticed that I was taking a lot. I thought it was just a few. And then yeah, she bought me a little Canon 850D, a kit lens, a 50mm, like everyone always does. And yeah, I was off, whenever I wasn't working, I was out taking photos. And yeah, now it's just something that I feel like is so important to me. It's such a big part of my identity. It's how I met these lot. I've got a lot of good friends. I've made a lot of good friends from it. And yeah, like I'd never talk to a person like that normally.
You said you started off with the 80D?
850D, yeah.
When did you know it was time to change camera, or what made you change camera?
So I think because I was practicing a lot, I started picking up clients quite quickly. And where portraits and headshots and stuff were good, the video side was a bit lacking. And especially in the age that we're in now, everyone just wants video. So although it was quite quick, I felt like I grew it very quickly because, like I said, I was out practicing a lot. So the fundamentals and like the basics are covered very quickly. So I felt like I advanced quite quickly. And then yeah, one day I woke up and just upgraded to a full frame camera, and I haven't really looked back since.
Yeah. So what are you saying, when you initially got a camera, you knew you was going to be wanting to do this as a career?
Yeah, I remember I said to my wife, the day that the camera came, I said, I'm going to make money off this. Like, I'm going to actually make money off this. And 2 years on, do it on my job. So stick to your goals, guys. If I was on my own, I'd wait for the shot, but
yeah,
I've got these lot with me.
But to be fair, no one's really in a rush, are they? Or are they?
I have no idea. No idea. But yeah, usually I'd pretty much, if I've seen a shot, I would plant myself there until the composition makes itself, really.
Yeah. So if you come across a composition that you like and you was on your own, how long would you sort of wait until you think, do you know what, fuck this?
Maybe like half hour, 45 minutes, I'll work a scene if I'm on my own. Especially when I'm abroad, I'll sometimes split away from my wife and I'll just stay put in one area until I feel like I've gotten the photo I want. Because I feel like that's important. I feel like some people, they move too quickly when they're doing street photography, but to improve, I feel like you gotta improve your eye, so you gotta be able to see more. Because I was talking to the camera, I missed that because I wasn't looking.
How your style's changed over the last 2 years.
Oh, mate.
When I come across you, when we started on Insta, you was doing a lot more, what would you say, creative-y?
Yeah, I was doing a lot of like light painting and long exposure and stuff. Well, the thing is, as I did more photography, as I was like watching more videos and stuff on it, and as I was doing them, I realized I didn't really like them anymore. I hated the fact that I had to lug around the tripod. Yeah, it's just all got a bit too much. And plus, a lot of people were doing the same thing, and it was always the same shots. And yeah, I just kind of want to separate myself from that.
So it's more a case of being different. Would you ever go back to it, do you think, or is that just in the past for you now?
I think it is in the past, because for the most part, when I'm out now, I don't even think about long exposure. Unless it's one of people moving, there's a static subject and there's people. I don't really like buses and all that stuff. I'm not really about that anymore. I'm more about shooting a scene. And yeah, I think it's just the idea of repetitiveness, because in London, there's only a few spots you can do your long exposures. And then once you've done that, you've kind of covered them all. Whereas if you go out and you do what I'm doing now, you'll never get bored. Like I've walked this route so many times, and I go to the same area so many times, but I feel like I'm still not getting bored of it because it's something different every time I do it.
Definitely over the last year and a half, you've been traveling a lot more.
Yeah.
How do you find taking photos abroad compared to London?
So yeah, like if I stayed in that way of I only do long exposures and stuff, I feel like my travel photography wouldn't be anywhere near as what it is now. But because I've kind of developed that skill already here in London, I feel like when I go abroad, I'm much more like involved straight away. And yeah, it will take me like an hour or so to warm up, but once I get into it, I feel like, even though I'm abroad in a different country, I feel right at home.
Of the places you've been so far, what's been your favourite to shoot?
So of course New York, like, New York was just crazy. Morocco was really good for street photography. What else? Greece was really nice. Italy was really good for the landscapes and stuff. But of course Portugal, like Lisbon, was like a street photographer's dream. You have these really long streets with like olden buildings and trams and all sorts. Yeah, Lisbon was so like, oh, so good.
What's your camera collection saying these days?
Oh God, what don't I have? I've got a Canon EOS R, got a 2470, a 105, a 35 and a 15-30 on that. I got a Sony a7 IV, got 85 and 35 on that. I've got this, my Fujifilm X-T4. I've got an 85, a 50 and a 35 for this. And then I've got a few film cameras as well.
What made you make the jump to shoot and film?
You know what, I think the fact that it is a bit of a trend now, but also when I made the jump to Fujifilm, I kind of like the whole, I don't know, having photos that aren't like completely crisp at a camera and that softer look and stuff. So I did a bit of dabbling and yeah, bought some film, bought a camera, and yeah, I just loved it, man. It's very, I think it's the feel of slowing down even more than I usually, and not knowing if I've nailed a shot, because then when I get the film developed, I can learn a lot more from it. Whereas with cameras like these, I take the shot, I can look at a screen, and I think it's just more like the satisfaction of knowing I've gotten a good shot. So yeah. With film, you really got to slow down. So already today, I think I've taken like 300 photos. Whereas on film, you get 36 or 24 shots. And with that, I can last the whole day while I'm out. So being selective with the photos I take and really slowing down and looking for a scene that would look good, I think that, yeah, that's really translated over, and now it's like a very integral part of the way I shoot.
If you got a new roll, would you aim to shoot that whole roll in a day, or would you hold on to shots in there in the tank and do another day? Or
so usually I try finishing a roll in a day, just because with how busy my schedule can get, I don't know when the next time I would be able to go out and shoot is. So I do try and finish a roll. If I'm abroad, sometimes I'll do maybe like half a roll in a day, just because I don't want to spend my whole time doing photography while I'm away. But yeah, most of the time I try finishing the roll in a day.
have you got any plans to release like a book or anything like that with your collection of work so far?
Nah, not really, man. I printed work for myself, and I do think that printing your work is the best way to view it. But I haven't had any thoughts of bringing out my own book or anything yet now. Might have to put out some feelers out there, see if people are interested in it. But yeah, no thoughts so far.
What's your sort of thoughts on Instagram these days?
Oh mate, I think it's in a pretty horrible position right now. It's difficult though, because Instagram's still like the only place where you can share photos and stuff. Like there's been, you know, other attempts like, was it Vero?
Yeah,
Vero. There's been like Threads and all this stuff, and it's just like a little fad, like happens for a bit and then it stops.
Yeah, nothing seems to really last, does it? That's come out.
Not at all. So yeah, as much as we complain and stuff about Instagram, it seems like it's the only thing that we can share our work on and stuff. Twitter's one of those things that it's like, you really gotta keep at it and eventually it will take off. I did try it, but man, it's hard. It's hard to start afresh on a new platform and stuff. TikTok, man, I just don't like the idea of trying to put photos into videos. I think that's what it is. It kind of takes away from what I want to do. But yeah, I think that the idea of creating short form video, I think it's just a bit annoying, because when you post a photo, you want people to, you know, look at the photo and like observe what's going on in it. Whereas if you try and put it into a short video, it's just like it loses all sense of that engagement you want someone to have with your photos.
Okay. So do you think video is not the place for photographers as such?
I think it just depends on the person. Like, I still make reels and stuff, but I don't personally enjoy doing it, whereas other people love the whole aspect of putting videos and photos and all that stuff together. But me personally, yeah, I don't really enjoy it.
Funny part to that for you though as well is you had like exponential growth through video.
Yeah, one reel took off, but it's just one of those things that I didn't really want it to happen. And then it happened, and it's just like, I'm thankful that it happened because it created a lot of opportunities for me job-wise. But at the same time, it's like, I wanted people to come and, you know, look at my work because they want to see photos, not just this one reel that just did really well. But it is what it is, you know.
What kind of benefits did you have from that growth?
Yeah, it was mainly the job opportunities that came from it, because obviously exploded the account and a lot of brands and stuff saw it, and it was a good foundation for me to start building like a client base. So yeah, that's why I said I'm still thankful that it happened, because I don't think it would have been as easy for me to transition into doing freelancing full time.
Yeah. Who inspires you from Instagram and who inspires you just from photographer standpoints?
Easily two of my biggest influences are Erin Jam and Billy D. Their stuff is next level, man. So with Erin Jam, I think if you see his photos, he's very capable of storytelling. I think that's what it is. Like, he'll go out, isolate a subject and just make it like you really stop and look at the picture, which is like a massive thing that I think. And for Billy D, yeah, again, like the storytelling is crazy.
And is that where you sort of got the idea of trying to get more stories within your work?
Yeah, so like I said, it was a big source of inspiration for me, because like that's what I feel like it makes a good photo, if it makes someone stop and like really look at the image, you know. Especially when we live in an age where people just keep scrolling. If it makes someone stop, that's how you know it's a good photo.
So would you prefer to be like someone that develops sets of photos, or one individual like showstopper photo?
I quite like doing sets, but I think there has to be like a recurrent theme through them.
Yeah.
Like, I wouldn't want to upload a set where it's all just a bunch of random photos. For example, even like the color grade itself, I'd want it to be quite consistent throughout each photo in the set.
Yeah.
But sometimes I do feel like there's just one photo that I just want to have on its own so that it gets the attention that I think it should get.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've got so many photos stockpiled that I could easily just keep throwing up probably for a year straight.
Really?
Yeah, man, so many that I haven't put up.
And you definitely ain't thought about releasing a little project to that?
Maybe, man. Now that you've said that idea, maybe I should get some polls running. Seeing what people think in the community.
Yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, half of the point of taking photos is
sharing
people to see it and view it and
yeah, I agree with that, man.
capture a moment in time and share that along with other people.
Yeah, I think so, man. Because I do feel like I've got a few photos that are like I'm very proud of them. So I wouldn't mind sticking them together, publishing a little book.
Yeah. Or gallery work, anything? You ever thought of anything like that?
Yeah, I've had one thing that was published in a gallery in Belgium, but it's something that I'm not very proud of. It's like, it was just a look-up shot. And yeah, it's not really my type of vibe now, but the stuff I'm doing now, that's what I would want people to see. More of the like darker, grungier, moody look. Because I don't really take photos of like buildings and stuff anymore.
Have you got a favourite photo that you've taken so far? And, well, to be fair, the favourite photo that you do have, because I'm sure you do, what makes it your favourite photo?
So I've got a few. One of them is definitely the woman by Big Ben during a foggy morning with two birds flying behind her. That's one of my favorites. And one that I put up recently of a guy with a hat, long coat, landscape photo. They're both landscape photos, which is, it adds to the thing that I was saying earlier. But yeah, both of those are two of my favorite images I've taken.
All right, cool. We're coming to the end, so just quick rapid fire questions. Boom. Sony or Canon?
Oh man. Skin tones Canon, low light Sony.
Digital or film?
Film for travel, digital in the city.
Color or black and white?
Color.
Landscape, cityscape?
Cityscape.
Day shooting or night shooting?
Night shooting.
Candid portraits or posed street portraits?
Candid.
Light trails or light bars?
Light trails or?
Light bars.
Light bars.
coso di lì, scusate.
Light bars.
Yeah. Photo or video?
Photo.
YouTube shorts, TikToks or Instagram reels?
Reels.
1,000 engaging followers or 10,000 followers?
1,000 engaging. So thank you for Leon for having me on. Make sure you follow him, follow me as well, Imaads Vision on all my socials. Check out my YouTube channel as well, Imaads Vision. And yeah, as always guys, I've been your boy Imaads Vision. Thanks for watching.